This video is for entertaining purposes and not an investment advice. Seek professional opinion from licensed consultants and do your own research. NIO Incorporated. Ticker symbol, NIO. Is a Chinese company founded in November 2014 with the headquarters in Shanghai. NIO Incorporated's American depository shares have been listed on the New York Stock Exchange since September 12, 2018, under the symbol NIO. Company is oriented in China's premium smart electric vehicle market. At the time of this video recording, company offers 5, 6, and 7-seater electric SUVs. NIO manufactures and sells electric vehicles in the People's Republic of China, Hong Kong, the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany and other countries. Company is also closely involved in the provision of energy and service packages to its users, marketing, design, and technology development activities, manufacture of e-powertrains, battery packs, and components, and sales and after-sales management activities. NIO also offers charging solutions, battery swapping services, mobile charging services through charging trucks, public fast charging solutions, and 24-hour on-demand pickup and drop-off charging services. As of today, NIO has more than 158 battery swap stations in China and have served users with over 1.18 million battery swaps. Further, it provides other services, such as statutory and third-party liability insurance, and vehicle damage insurance through third-party insurers, repair and routine maintenance services, courtesy car services during lengthy repairs and maintenance, and roadside assistance, as well as data packages. Company has a strategic collaboration with Mobileye for the development of automated and autonomous vehicles, and collaboration agreements with various manufacturers for the manufacture of its 6 or 7-seater high-performance electric SUV. On November 6, 2020, company have announced its 100 kWh battery launch with flexible battery upgrade plans. The 100 kWh battery features the CTP, cell-to-pack, technology, realizing 37% higher energy density. Powered by the 100 kWh battery, the net range of NIO models can now reach up to 615 km. The excellent performance of the 100 kWh battery is underpinned by 4 technological improvements: better thermal runaway management thanks to the thermal propagation prevention design, the highly integrated design that streamlines the manufacturing by 40% and improves space utilization by 19.8%, the all-climate thermal management that improves the performance and extends the lifetime of the battery, and the N-Cloud bidirectional communication BMS that supports smart parameter adjustments based on work conditions to improve the battery's performance under all conditions. NIO models with the 100 kWh battery will be available for pre-order starting November 7, 2020. On December 1, NIO have provided vehicle delivery update for November 2020. Company have achieved another new record high monthly deliveries. NIO delivered 5,291 vehicles in November 2020, a new monthly record representing a solid 109.3% year-over-year growth. The deliveries consisted of 1,387 ES8s, the company's 6-seater and 7-seater flagship premium smart electric SUV, 2,386 ES6s, the company's 5-seater high-performance premium smart electric SUV, and 1,518 EC6s, the company's 5-seater premium electric coupe SUV. NIO delivered 36,721 vehicles in 2020 in total, representing an increase of 111.1% year-over-year. As of November 30, 2020, cumulative deliveries of the ES8, ES6 and EC6 reached 68,634 vehicles. NIO is in the process of accelerating the production capacity expansion in December 2020 to accommodate the increasing order growth. On November 17, NIO have reported unaudited third quarter 2020 financial results. Deliveries of vehicles were 12,206 in the third quarter of 2020, including 8,660 ES6s, 3,530 ES8s and 16 EC6s, compared with 4,799 vehicles delivered in the third quarter of 2019 and 10,331 vehicles delivered in the second quarter of 2020. Deliveries of vehicles were 12,206 in the third quarter of 2020, including 8,660 ES6s, 3,530 ES8s and 16 EC6s, compared with 4,799 vehicles delivered in the third quarter of 2019 and 10,331 vehicles delivered in the second quarter of 2020. Vehicle sales were $628.4 million in the third quarter of 2020, representing an increase of 146.1% from the third quarter of 2019 and an increase of 22.4% from the second quarter of 2020. Loss from operations was $139.3 million in the third quarter of 2020, representing a decrease of 60.7% from the third quarter of 2019 and a decrease of 18.4% from the second quarter of 2020. Excluding share-based compensation expenses, adjusted loss from operations, non-GAAP, was $132.1 million in the third quarter of 2020, representing a decrease of 61.7% from the third quarter of 2019 and a decrease of 19.6% from the second quarter of 2020. Net loss was $154.2 million in the third quarter of 2020, representing a decrease of 58.5% from the third quarter of 2019 and a decrease of 11.0% from the second quarter of 2020. Excluding share-based compensation expenses, adjusted net loss, non-GAAP, was $147.0 million in the third quarter of 2020, representing a decrease of 59.3% from the third quarter of 2019 and a decrease of 11.8% from the second quarter of 2020. Net loss attributable to NIO's ordinary shareholders was $175.0 million in the third quarter of 2020, representing a decrease of 53.5% from the third quarter of 2019 and a decrease of 1.6% from the second quarter of 2020. Excluding share-based compensation expenses and accretion on redeemable non-controlling interests to redemption value, adjusted net loss attributable to NIO's ordinary shareholders, non-GAAP, was $146.7 million. Basic and diluted net loss per American Depositary Share, ADS, were both 14 cents in the third quarter of 2020. Excluding share-based compensation expenses and accretion on redeemable non-controlling interests to redemption value, adjusted basic and diluted net loss per ADS, non-GAAP, were both 12 cents. Cash and cash equivalents, restricted cash and short-term investment were $3.3 billion as of September 30, 2020. In September 2020, NIO completed the offering of 101,775,000 American Depositary Shares, each representing one Class A ordinary share of the company, at a price of $17 per ADS, which included 13,275,000 American Depositary Shares issued in connection with the underwriter's full exercise of their over-allotment option. In September 2020, NIO completed the increase of its controlling equity interests in NIO China through the partial redemption of certain investors' equity interests and the subscription for newly increased registered capital. The company currently holds 86.5% controlling equity interests in NIO Holding Company, Limited, formerly named NIO, Anhui Holding Company, Limited, NIO Holding, the legal entity of NIO China. In November, NIO, through its wholly owned subsidiary, completed the full redemption of equity interests in XPT, Jiangsu, Automotive Technology Company, Limited, or XPT, held by each of its minority shareholders. As a result, NIO redeemed a total of 21.09% equity interests in XPT and now indirectly wholly owns XPT. Established in May 2018, XPT mainly designs, develops and manufactures electric motors, battery packs and other smart electric vehicle components. For the fourth quarter of 2020, the company expects deliveries of the vehicles to be between 16,500 and 17,000 vehicles, representing an increase of approximately 100.6% to 106.7% from the same quarter of 2019, and an increase of approximately 35.2% to 39.3% from the third quarter of 2020. Total revenues to be between $921.8 million and $947.9 million, representing an increase of approximately 119.7% to 126.0% from the same quarter of 2019, and an increase of approximately 38.3% to 42.2% from the third quarter of 2020. This business outlook reflects the company's current and preliminary view on the business situation and market condition, which is subject to change. Analyst rates NIO stock form sell to buy. It comes with a price target from $7 to $59 that analysts believe is the fair value for the stock. Analyst rating consensus at the moment is moderate buy, with 7 analysts rating it as buy, 4 as hold. NIO Incorporated has a trailing history of about 59% this year, and it is expected to grow another 48% next year. However, expected next 5-year growth average is near 0%. Technical analysis also signals buy or even strong buy suggestions for the near 1-month period. On the positive side, NIO seems to be growing fast in a recent year, and some of the analysts compare it even to early Tesla days. Also, company have backing from China government, which should not be overlooked. And financials are improving if we can believe them. And that's where the negativity steps in. As you are buying American depository shares, they entail special risks inherent to all foreign investments. These include exchange rate risk, the risk that the currency in the issuing company's country will drop relative to the US dollar. Political risk, the risk that politics or regime changes in the issuing company's country will undermine exchange rates or destabilize the company and its earnings. Inflation risk, the risk that inflation in the issuing company's country will erode the value of that currency. Few days ago, before making of this video, U.S. passed a bill that could delist Chinese companies from stock markets, as it calls for allowing U.S. audit reviews of Chinese companies listed on American stock exchanges. And Beijing is not known for being cooperative with foreign auditors peering into the books of Chinese firms. If passed into law, it remains to be seen whether the NIO will force China to be more transparent with PKOB's audit requests, or if it will result in mass delisting and further destabilize the business environment between the world's two largest economies. Some Chinese companies will already be forced to delist from U.S. stock exchanges within 3 years unless U.S. and Chinese authorities can solve current difficulties in audit inspections and come with the solution. Furthermore, NIO is not the next Tesla, some analysts say. It is losing money and trades 4 to 5 times higher comparing to Tesla at the similar stage. And Tesla is not a car company in comparison with NIO, it is technology and energy company to say the least. Also, autonomy is the key factor here. Sure, NIO uses Intel's Mobileye, which is promising. But US government could also step in here and mix the cards. Another big issue is trust. On November 30, 2020, Hindenburg Research have revealed a brazen scheme by another China-based car manufacturer, Nasdaq-listed Kandi Technologies Group, to falsify revenue using fake sales to undisclosed affiliates. No consensus between analysts. Ratings further increased doubts about this company. I believe sadness of missing out opportunity with Tesla is driving NIO stock price up. And soon the emotions will wear off. We can expect NIO stock to trade sideways till the middle of the next year, maybe even hit price of low $40 or as high as $65. However, I believe that NIO is doomed to fail in execution and will eventually fall by the end of 2023, together dragging the stock price to the previous lows. Therefore, I would not recommend it as a long-term investment. But I would recommend you to do your own research. If you don't like this video, please let me know in the comments what I should improve. And if you like my work, please consider subscribing to the channel. Oh, and hit that thumbs up button so it makes YouTube happy. NIO, the NIO logo, and other NIO marks are trademarks of NIO Incorporated or its subsidiaries. Other names and brands may be claimed as the property of others.